Alrighty, got a lot of stuff on my desk. You saw me pulling some of the things, just going through my folders and finding things, remembering things that I had that I forgot. But I'm going to begin working. This is our single signature journal, and we also have our multi-signature. Now, this year, I'm going to be working back and forth between a lot of different books. I'm not going to work one all the way through because I'm committing myself to work on a lot of different book projects. I have a lot of ideas I want to flesh out. I'll be sharing those with you in Patreon, not always necessarily step by step. Some of it's just going to be behind the scenes where I'm working. And, I'll just be talking about what I'm working on. And a lot of it, you guys will be able to glean from it. You've done books before and you have a lot of your own ideas. So it's just sharing some of that with you all. But this one is the single signature is the one that I'm showing, on YouTube. The multi-signature we're going to be doing here. Although sometimes I may show it there just to kind of show what we're doing or show what I'm doing. But for the most part, I'm still going to work in this periodically. It's not going to be straight through. We'll be doing other things. And I was really trying to figure out what I wanted this book to be about, because I kept on seeing flora and fauna. I saw just, sacred goddess things. I felt earth. I felt the old world, sort of the collections. Of course, the Cabinet of Curiosities is always current in my aesthetics. And so I was really having a hard time of like what I really wanted to focus the book on, because I like to focus when I'm done. It will really ring true to, the things that I'm thinking about and, just my own aesthetics of what I want to push forward in my own work. And so like this is really going to be about the sacred feminine and, just from the standpoint of Mother Earth. I really, really, really connect so much with the earth. I always have. I'm a Tarian. So I've just always found just refuge and relief and release and harmony and just peace when I'm in nature. And so I want the mother as earth to be thematic for this book, but it will definitely come up in the various, maybe women artists or philosophers or that I follow. So it'll be very goddess driven. It will be old world images, iconic symbols of goddess. So I want this book just to be about goddess, and it'll be all the different ways that it comes up for me as the mother, the sacred mother, the earth mother. And this is not about, I always like to say this because we're in these very polarizing times. It's not always about gender. Both men and women, if we want to say from gender, have the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine. That's just scientific. We carry the balance of both. That's been talked about in psychology. Jung talked about it, Freud talked about it. So, the animus and the animus, we are both in terms of frequency, in terms of our emotional makeup, etc. So I'm exploring the mother energy that I connect so strongly with. And I invite all of those who follow me. I have men who follow me here as well to really, I invite you to explore the sacred feminine, the mother energy in you. Or maybe there are those of you who want to explore more the masculine side of your feminine selves, because that's legitimate. So, or you might not want it to be about any of that. You might be about something completely different. But that way I can do some flora and fauna. I can do old world. I can do, abstract art, and the focus is going to be very abstract. So I'm going to also push a lot of abstract principles in mind. So I'm going to have imagery, but I'm also just really pushing the abstract. So that's kind of what I fleshed my book out to kind of be about. It's going to be global. I'm going to invite the mother as goddess, as earth in from all cultures and all, all, concepts or whatever. So it's just going to be, it's going to be very broad, but it's also going to what's going to tie it together is the mother as earth. So when I finally settled on that, and I thought about how my page is open right here at one of the Vedic deities here, which is just funny to me. It's like how, our higher selves always know, our right brain, that muse always knows where we're going. And it's just kind of gently points us there. So when I opened it and I thought, oh my God, like how perfect is my first page? And I made sure that this first page was on there. So that's what we're doing here. I just think it's just amazing how that works out. And many of you who especially did Radical Love with me are finding a very similar thing is happening with you. So I want to put this across the bottom of the page. It's some Sanskrit writing. This is some very old documents that came out of like a ledger book. So a lot of this is like actually accounting. It's ledger stuff. It's what, and that's basically what this is talking about. So it's very, very neutral. And I just kind of like the idea of that sort of being there, almost kind of like just kind of like a title page or something. The idea of that. I really like. I could go with something like this too, which is funny because I kind of thought that I wanted it, but maybe I don't want it to be so specific. Let's tear a piece of this and see. And I'll just use that for something else. You know what? I think I'm going to keep it. Like, I feel like I love that piece, but I feel like that's like as if I'm saying something really specific. And I'm not. It's going to be very broad. So maybe this is better. Yeah, I think so. Let's put that down. Because it's giving me the Vedic. It's giving me that feel. But it's not specific to, it's not like I'm actually also trying to say something specific. And I like that. So this over here, get my glue stick. Where's my glue stick? Here it is. And a little piece of paper. Okay. So I'm going to put this down like this. Okay. So that's all I'm going to do to this first page right now. Like as it goes along, you guys know the drill. Things get 80%, 90% done, and then I'm always coming back. So I'm sure at some point as I'm going through this book, there's going to be something that's going to be compelling me, and I'll come back and maybe put something else on the front. But I'm happy with where it is right now, and so I'm just going to keep it like that. And I feel like this is just a beautiful opening to the book. I'm happy. I'm happy with that. And I'll let it hang off the page a little bit because it'll keep on getting like a little torn and stuff. So that's going to be my opening page. Now, next, I've decided I'm going to leave this blank for right now because I don't know. I feel like I'm going to want to put something inside of here that maybe is more related to the beginning of the book. And I don't know what that is. So since it's the beginning of the book and I'm kind of working this as I go, I like to just leave. And I often do this. I'll leave one page blank and then I'll come back and work it when I kind of get a little bit more of a feeling about what I want to do. So we're going to go to this page. So this is the page I'm going to collage. I'm going to use, let me tear some of this out. I have a lot of stuff here. I want to use some old papers, but I'm also going to use some of these papers that we made. feel like I want to use like this one. So I'm just going to kind of pull stuff and see what we're doing here. Here's the ruler. So let me just go ahead and rip some of this. And I may just want that to hang off on that edge. I like that. It's kind of cool. So we start getting, you know, so that may go there. So I'm just going to kind of figure this out. I think a lot of this is going to get covered up because I really want things to be warm. But when I'm using this transparent paper, I can still see what's there. This is French. I'm just pulling stuff and I'm gonna see how I piece it together. So pulled a lot of stuff out and we'll just see. That's how we do it. Might rip that there. Let's see what we're doing here. Just kind of going through and who knows? Some Italian. Gonna have fun using these in this book. It's good stuff. Also had, I came across my images of Frida that I had gotten when I was in Mexico last, and oh, this floricultural cabinet. This is just an old book, and it has like the flora and the fauna. It's like a an almanac of sorts, and I really like that, and I feel like I'm going to use it, and that may be something I put on this page. So that's why I kind of want to, but I got to kind of start where I'm sort of feeling things, because until I get a flow going, I really never know, honestly, what I want and I don't want. Okay, let me just look at Kahlo here. Let's just see. I like what we got going here, except for I'm going to, even like that down there. So I'm liking all this staining and stuff, right? So let's see what we have in here. Set the tone. These are things I got in Mexico a few years back. Little photo of Kahlo. I always like this one. That's a bigger version of that one. For all these images. This is a nice, oh, this is an old postcard with some fauna on it. This is going to stay out. You can see that working in here nicely. So let's see, how do we feel about, keep this with everything because I like that. You can see using that throughout here. How do I feel about this so far? I like the colors and everything. I feel like we can use this here. I'll probably take that off for sure. And maybe put it on with, let me see. I know what I want. Let's see if I can find something dark. More of a black. I don't have that here, so that means I'm going to probably stamp something. Okay. Maybe I'll just cover it. Because I kind of like the old paper look, you know, so maybe I'll cover it. And this is like an old stamp. I like the contrast of this one. So far, so good. So let's just kind of rip this. I want to put this over top of that one, but I don't want it to be, I want the page ending like that. I feel like this under is just too cool. So I want to put something there, but maybe I'll just glue some tissue paper so that we get, so I still get those ink. That's too much the same color. We don't like that. Okay, what am I going to put here? Oh, let's go back to these papers here. Are any of these warm? I like the ink blots, but I feel like that's not right. I need something warmer. I think I like that. See, because the page is warmer and we got that big black blot there that really does help with what we're doing here. Just looking through these. And then I have one more. Let me just see if I can find it. Another piece over here that could be, it's some black that I did some staining on. That's warmer. I think that's too much. I think this one is good. Let's go with that. Okay. So that's going to be the page. First page. Look at Frida. You know, she just popped out of nowhere. See, I just like, oh boy, I'm just not sure what I'm doing, but it just starts coming together. And you know, I love Kahlo. I know you, probably a lot of you do too, so. And then I found this one, so I think I'm definitely going to paper clip this on so I don't lose it. But this is what I'm going for. You know, this kind of abstract collaging. It's probably going to be a lot of neutrals, although I will have color. And I think also what it's going to be, but it's going to be symbols. I mean, every page is going to be, you know, they're all going to kind of resonate differently depending on the date. But this I'm happy with. So let me get my glue book. Kind of get all my little stacks of paper together here. Let me get the glue book here. And let's get the glue. Okay. And I like this like that. I don't, yep. I'm not going to overthink it. Okay, so I'm going to start with, let's start with this piece here. That's one that we stained. I love it. Well, that was just a regular old dollar store book page. Nothing old about this. But with our, little techniques, we really got a good thing there. Okay. So I'm going to let that little sort of jagged edge hang off the side a little bit, because we like that. I'm going to get that down. Yep. Okay. Then I think I'm going to put this one down. It's going to overlap a little bit because it's this sort of onion skin stuff. It's brown, and that's good right there with that nice little edge. But I think I want, no, you'll do this one next. I love the color of it, and the fact that you can see, it becomes a little translucent is great. Because then it doesn't, I can still have my circle underneath there, which is definitely a sacred feminine icon, But it's just very subtle. See, it's right there, but it's very subtle. You can see it. Okay, and now this is going to go here, but this needs to go down. So let me first okay, I want the black to be pretty much there on the end. So we're going to do it like this. Oh, also, I forgot I didn't want that on the top there. I think I tore it too short. Let me see. Maybe not. Well, just as long as it covers up. I wanted it like that, right? Because we still have this down here. Is that what I wanted? I think so. I think I tore this too much. Because I don't want that. Let me just get rid of this bit on the top that I don't want. Because you can see the words and I'm not interested in. Oh, you know what I should do though? Let me just get rid of it. Okay, that's gone now. And I want it to, this goes over top. So it's got to go over far enough also to, far enough so that this will overlap. And then we're just going to get rid of that little bit there. Okay. Okay. It's going to go over like that. So it's plenty there, plenty here. And this was going to go, okay, so let me go ahead and put this down. Keep on time because we already come up on a half an hour. I'll be gluing away and then I miss changing it over. Okay. So, this will go over like that, which is good. Okay, now let me get my collar thing, hollow, figured out again. Now we're good. That's pretty centered. Like, I think I like it off center just a little bit like that. And this, I think I'm gonna shift maybe this way. I don't want everything just, maybe I do it like this. I don't want everything kind of lined up. I want things a little off center. So this is good. I think that's a good placement. So let me go ahead and glue this down. This is paper that I made a long time ago using Tim Holtz Distressed ink stamp pads. And we'll have to do some of this. We'll have fun doing this. We'll do a session because I'm gonna start doing also some challenges to see how much I can get done in like a 20-minute period or something like that. I think it'll be fun to do. And that way we can get a lot of stuff made because, like I said, I'm gonna be doing a lot of books and I want to be able to get through these books. And I want to be able to have stuff that I like, be able to use. But that's made with basically alcohol, spray alcohol, and the distressed ink pad, stamp pads. And I think I have a little bit of, Seth Apter's spray inks on here too, that gold. So they're cool. Ah, I love it. This book is basically going to be a lot of collaging. I'm going to use a more traditional book arts thing. So I'll have some fold outs. I will have some pockets that are made out of stuff, like out of glassine pockets or vintage things, but I'm not going to do, I'm going to stay away from doing sort of junk journal techniques because I don't want this to be a junk journal. I want it to be a book as art journal. That's where we're going with this. This sort of research book style is going to be like my interpretation of like an old world book that has a theme to it. So when you're flipping through it, it's like you're going to just kind of experience the theme of the book, but it's all going to be a little bit different. And it's not going to be, I don't want it to be like, what's the word? I don't want it to be like, the word will come to me. You know me. I want it to have an authentic feel to it. I don't want it to be like kitsch, like that kind of thing. I want it to look like when you came across this journal, it could have been something that you found on a library shelf, that's been sitting there for years. That was an artist, one of the artists, the artist who owned the house and the library and everything. It was like her collection of work. It might be in a way sort of like a scrapbook kind of concept, but it was really a journal. But it was like her reference book too. So there was a lot of stuff in there that, she was referencing for her work, things that meant something to her, that kind of thing. That's what I want this to look like. That's the inspiration. Okay, so then we have Miss Kahlo right there. Let me just get this. Let me stand up because sometimes I have to stand up to see things. So let's get this. Oh, this is so good. I love it. Okay, so before I do that, a little bit of this kind of green tone underneath there. And probably to most people, it wouldn't even matter. But to me, it's bothering me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just rip a little bit more across. And I'm going to fill in that spot. And now I'll bring the black down a little further too. I think that makes it look, kind of gives it a different balance to this grid. Okay. Cool. Yeah, see, I like that little black. It needed to come down. It was messing with my eye. Okay, so I think that will go there. Okay, what did I do with my stamp? Oh, here we are, because I'm good for little teeny things being gone. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this up now. Let's go ahead and... Get a good amount on here. This is handmade paper, so it's thick. Okay. I stand up. It's important to get this even. Get it right where I want it. Is that good? Let's say it is. Yay. Oh, that's good. This paper feels so good too. It's nice, thick, handmade paper. Oh, I love it. So now this is going to go here. That says Mexico. It's okay, but I don't really want it to be like recognizable like that. I really for it to be something. And I want to kind of make it global. So this little stamp that I'm putting on that's Asian is cool. Just trying to figure out which way I'm going to put this on. I like it this way. But I feel like I want something else there, but I'm not. I'm going to stop. I'm going to put this down and then I'm going to stop. Because then I'll start, I don't want it to be too, do I even want it centered? Maybe I don't even want it centered. I kind of like it overlapping a little bit because I may put something else there, right? It gives me that option. I can't decide where. Let me stand up again. I can't decide where I want the daggone stamp to go. Sometimes I have to stand up to really see it. I mean, in the middle, it's something about it being centered that I do like, actually. But, I'm going to center it because it's something about it being centered that oh, look at this. It still has a little original tab on it from when it was put into the book, which allows you to keep the stamp, but also have it on there. I wonder if I should keep that, huh? That's kind of cool. If I do it like that, then what happens is I can move it. I like the idea of the original thing being on there. I don't know. That's okay. I'm just going to take it off. I don't plan on taking this off. What difference does it make? Which is something about that kind of archival concept that I liked, but let's just get this right, Robin. Stay focused. Yeah, I like it centered. Isn't that funny? Okay. So, I think I'm at my 90%, honestly. I think I am. I think I'm going to stop there. Because as you know, we can always come back. There'll be things I feel like I want to put a piece of red cloth or something on here, but I don't have it right in front of me. So what that'll do is that'll stay in the back of my mind. And as I'm working in the journal, the perfect little piece of red fabric, watch, it's going to pop up. And then I'm going to say, that's where I need to put it back over here with Kahlo. Like, I feel like I could glue it somewhere. But right now I'm feeling I like this. I like this page a lot. And I don't want to go too far in a direction that I'm not going to be happy with. And the crazy thing is that this we just made. Isn't that something? And look how beautifully it blends in with this book page is like, I think it's like 1800s, or I think this is 1700s. But look how nicely the papers blend in. The calligraphy, because it's that sort of old world calligraphy, even though it's bleeding. You know, the staining. I love it. So there we have it. First page in this book done. We started with this one, which is the opening page. Oh, love it. Here, and then I'll be figuring out what I'm going to do here. But I'm also going to just take, and some of the things I want to keep, I'm just going to clip in the book. You could do the same thing. That way you don't lose them. And just get a big clip and put them in there. And then as you continue to work, when that comes up that you want it, at least you can find it. So that's everything. Hope you enjoyed this session and the direction we're going in. All right. See you guys. Bye-bye.